She's considered by some as the best women's college basketball coach of all time. Sadly, former Tennessee Lady Vol head coach Pat Summitt lost her battle with Alzheimer's disease on Tuesday, June 28th. She'll be missed by not only her family and friends, but her countless players over her 38 years as head coach. Let's take a look back at Summitt's storied career. The numbers are staggering. 16 SEC championships, 8 national titles, 1,098 career victories, the most by any Division I basketball coach in either the men's or women's game. Pat Summitt truly was a Tennessee legend. Current Macon County High School girls basketball coach Larry White remembers Summitt as a coach who transcended not only the women's game, but girls high school basketball in Tennessee as well.
Tennessee girls basketball is as good as there is anywhere in America, and I think she's a big part of that because of the success of Tennessee and introducing team camps, which she put on, individual camps. She's just been a tremendous influence on the coaches in the state of Tennessee, as well as all the players.
How much did she have an effect on the rule change from 6 players to a 5-player full court game?
A great influence. And to be honest, that was not the most popular thing that she ever did, because it was 50-50 split to stay 6-on-6 or to go to 5-on-5. And of course, I was at Red Bowling at that time, and Charles Viles was the principal. Had never coached anything but 6-on-6 as far as girls was. And he was adamantly that our schools take a stand to stay 6-on-6, which I did. But in retrospect, that was wrong. When we changed to 5-on-5 basketball, girls had to become more athletic. Coaching came into it much more. Red Bowling never having a 6-footer after we changed to 5-on-5 basketball, that gave up. We could press and do a lot of different things, and it was much better for us. And she was very, very influential because she was very outspoken concerning that. And some of the older coaches, they just were against that. But then after we changed and everything got it going, it took about 5 years for 5-on-5 to really get to the place it is now as a very, very competitive and a very beautiful game to watch.
White says perhaps Summitt's greatest accomplishment for her players came in the classroom, not on the basketball court.
Anyone who was under her program that stayed there 4 years, every player graduated from college with a degree. And that's something that no one will ever have that again. That is unbelievable.
Red Boiling Springs girls basketball coach Dustin McKinney says his heart sank when he first heard the news of Summitt's death.
I woke up this morning and I checked my phone, and that's the first thing. I don't know why. I thought last night would probably be the night for her, and that's what happened. It was pretty sad, being a Tennessee basketball fan and a Lady Vols fan, and just growing up and thinking of the name Pat Summitt, you think of women's basketball.
How do you think she changed the attitude towards women's basketball as far as people actually being fans of the sport?
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, I believe it was 4 years ago, and it was on all the TV stations and everything. I was just thinking about women's basketball now. It's on ESPN. It's on ESPN2. It's on your SEC network and all those stations, and I'm not sure if that would have been the case if she hadn't come along and just put women's basketball on the map.
What do you think made her such a great coach?
Her work ethic. And I've looked at some of her stuff last couple of days and her quotes, and I remember when I first started coaching, I thought about something she said, and she said, she would give her playbook if the other teams wanted it, just because she knew she was going to outwork you. And I thought that, I sat back and I thought about that, and I think she's probably right. I think she would just outwork everybody.
Fair to say she's one of the best of all time as far as coaching is concerned?
Oh, yes. I believe it's 1,098 wins and 22 Final Fours. It's just amazing what she did, and it'll never be duplicated. I know Gino's had a great run, but I think it's different times now. And, when she first started, they was talking about, road trips. She got on the bus, you know what I mean? It's not flights and all the nice things they have now. I think she transcended the sport. She'll be on the Mount Rushmore of women's basketball forever.
There's no question Summitt will be missed tremendously after having been part of the University of Tennessee system for more than 40 years. A career where long-lasting friendships wind up being more important than wins or championships. Just ask anyone who ever met her. Reporting in Macon County, Barry Hyatt, NCTV.